Hi, thanks for checking out another one of our videos here. This is going to be a kind of a finish up video, I hope, on this particular unit. This is a the older model Premier model, model Premier 100, sold by Premier 1, old style unit. We got the unit going, but it's not putting out anything. It was what was going on was it was clicking. It wasn't putting out anything, so I opened it up, and I think it was this ground wire. It was resting right up against this cage, maybe the hot wire, and it was arcing against the case of this transformer. I don't know what got nicked or what happened, but so I was like, oh, that's an easy fix. Just move that wire away, and I glued it over here originally and plugged it in, and also down here is some light bulbs that flashed. Those were burnt out, so replaced those. I was like, man, this is going to be a nice, easy fix. But now when we plug it in, it clicks, but only puts out like 1,000 volts. So the transformer must be shot. So I can't seem to find any parts for this particular model. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can remove this transformer that's inside this unit and see if we can retrofit a different transformer. May not be able to mount, screw down to the board or mount to the board like this one is, but we may be able to remove this one and lay this one down in place that maybe glue the transformer in place, or if it will sit in here, then what we're going to have to do is maybe we can leave the transformer there. No, we're going to have to remove it there. Yeah, we're going to have to remove that transformer. So, oh well. Because we can put that in there, but if the transformer is still electrically soldered to it, it's going to be kind of in the way of what we're trying to do, and it's going to interfere with the ohms and resistance and inductance of this transformer and everything. So we're going to have to do something different. Well, let's get these wires unplugged. I got to get this board out of here. Oops. Old school board. It's a pretty slick little setup. So we are going to probably have a little bit of trouble getting this board off here. We're going to have to take this Dremel rotary tool and really scrub on the solder joints because they got this coating on there, and it's probably going to be hard to get the solder to heat up. Let's see if we can just do it real quick. See if it'll heat up. Nope. So let's take this take our tool here and we'll power it up. And we're just going to scrub across this thing to get that coating off there, so that way protective coating off the solder joints. Okay, I need my desolder stuff. Let me see if I can find it. I can't see it right offhand, but let me do a little digging here. Alright, it's over on the other workbench. So let's pull this wire off because you don't need it on there anymore. That's where part of where we fixed that. We'll get all that sucked off there, and then it's mostly this first solder joint right there. And then we'll move over to here. It's hot. Alright, now let's take a flat screwdriver. See if we can get up underneath these little tabs here. Bend those straight. If I did this right, it should just pop right off there. All right. So here's our primary side of the where the transformer went. There's our secondary side that goes to the output. So now I got this. This is not a real stout unit. Meaning it's 15 microfarad capacitor, so it's probably a couple joules, give or take. So I'm going to check this transformer to see which is my primary and secondary. That's a secondary, so black and yellow should be our primary, I'm guessing. Okay, so let's see how we're going to put this board at. We're going to put the board right there. Like that's where it's going to go. That should sit like that. So we'll put some really strong epoxy on there. All right, so I'm going to cut these off, strip these back, oh good, the wires fit in the hole. Put those wires in there. We'll bend those over. Solder them on. Alright, before we install everything, back to where we want it, let's go ahead and slide this board down in here. We're going to plug these wires on. And let's get we'll get our fence tester out here and let's see how this thing performs with this transformer. Alright, let's plug this in. getting about 4,500 volts with this transformer setup. I wish it had higher voltage, but it does work better than the original one. Let's see what kind of spark this. So we might have to see if we have any other transformer laying around that we can hook into this thing. Let's turn it back on. Let's grab this wires, and we'll get the red and blue close to each other and see what kind of spark it throws. Definitely throws a nice little spark from it. Just wish we could find a transformer that would allow us to have higher volt reading. Let's see if we got another. Let me try another tester, a digital one. Let me see if that gives us any better reading. Because this is electromechanical, and it does have a little bit of a load to it. Not much, but a little bit. Sometimes we can get a more accurate reading with a digital fence tester. So let me plug it in here. And we're just going to go across it so it reads 6,000, 6.2. Ow. Better than the 4,500 this one was reading. So I trust the digital one more than I do the analog one. So let's just go with it, see how things go. And I did see that light down there, that's a power light, was coming on, was a little bit dull. So may end up having to replace that too. So let's see how we want to plug these wires in. All right, well, we need to take we need to, I'm overthinking this, because we're not going to be soldering the output of the transformer onto the board. Since this already has wires built onto it, we're just going to take these and plug them onto the corresponding tabs. So let's go ahead and do that. For the fence and ground. And we'll make sure that those red bulbs down there flash. Those neon bulbs. And then we'll test it at the terminals here on the front with our digital tester. Let's grab the power cord, plug it in. Light's barely flashing down there, but let's check the output. That's awful low. Now it reads 1.6. Alright, so let's turn it off. Sometimes with transformers and stuff like that, sometimes the polarity does matter, either on the primary side or secondary side. The easiest one to change at the moment is the secondary side, because they're just plugged in. Unless that board down there has got an issue, like it's got a dead short in it or something like that. Because it still ain't flashing real bright. Yeah, 1.5 kV, so that output board's probably got an issue. Let's discharge the capacitor first. I'm getting ready to grab on there. I don't want to be zapped by the dumb thing. Let me grab a big resistor here and bleed that off here. Let me go grab one. I don't see my one I normally use. Let's see, capacitors, black wires. Alright, let's pull this board up. Since the primary side didn't, or the secondary side didn't change anything, let's reverse these two. And just see if it's going to make a difference, because the secondary side didn't make a difference. It's still the same voltage on the output. Like I said, we might have a, there's components on this board, and maybe whatever messed up the original transformer, maybe that messed up that output board too. Maybe lightning got a hold of it or something like that. We'll get that solder on first, that way it stays. Now we'll take this yellow wire, plug it into here. And if this doesn't change things, we've got a problem on our output board. And I don't know if we can fix that or not. I know you can't get them anymore. But what I probably end up doing to save time and money for the customer is just get rid of that board and hardwire our transformer to the fence and ground and get rid of that half power, because most people don't use a half power anyways. Alright, let's take this board and we'll slide it into the case, to its slot here. Let's plug it up. See if the bulbs are any brighter. God. Idiot. Forgot to solder that one. God, how the hell did I forget to do that? Hopefully I didn't mess anything up, because this is going to suck. Alright. Oh, I don't think it's any different. Let's unplug this wire here, both of them, and let's go back across these two wires, plug it back up, and we'll put our fence tester across the blue and the red wires. Hopefully I didn't mess nothing up doing that deal earlier. No, we're still at 6.3. So we didn't mess nothing up, but the lights still ain't flashing very loud or very bright. So imagine there's a short or something in this board here. Oh yeah, that resistor's burnt, and it's got a it's got a crack, and I can't read the color code on it. It's got a coating on it coating on it to protect it. See if we can rub it off there. Maybe we can read what it is. Looks like it might be. I still can't tell. Yellow, violet, red. Let's see what size that is. $4,700. I think these are too small. They're too small. You need a half watt or about a 1 watt resistor. That's even smaller. Well, I'm going to dig through here so I can find the right combination of, we need 40, let's say, 4,700. So give me a little bit here. I got to dig through all these resistors and find either, see if this actually has a 470 ohm resistor in it, or 4.7K would be the. Says it does, but look how many different sizes of resistors we got in here. Whole shit ton. Alright, it's taking a minute. Alright, I got two ways of doing it. I got a 5.1K, which is pretty darn close to 4.7K. And then I found a 2 and a 2.7, so I could wire those in series and put it across there. So let's try that first, before we just give up on this board. Alright, and to get that coating off the board, if I got enough of it off there that I can get all the solder off. Come on, there it goes. Ow. Stinks. That coating stinks. Alright, let's put, I'm going to get as exact as we can, let's put a 2 and a 2.7K resistor in series. Let me get my little third hand helper thing here. Solder them together. And we'll take the snips, snip off some of the excess, and then we'll just put, resistors don't have a polarity, so it doesn't matter which way they go in. Put one leg in here, bring the other leg down, have it like that. Put one leg in there, put one leg right there. Alright, let's solder it on there. And that's probably, that could be why bulbs weren't flashing very bright, as well as the voltage being really low. Maybe we're doing all this for nothing. And also this resistor here, but it looks fine. It is a I can't freaking read it, but let's just go with it, see what happens. What the hell, ain't gonna hurt anything doing it. Alright, so now we will take this transformer and we'll plug it onto these tabs, and cross the fingers and our eyeballs and make sure, see if it goes to working. Put the power back on, see if the lights are any brighter. Oh yeah, a lot brighter. Turn it off for a second. Let's put our meter up on it. Lights are working. It's only putting out 1.9 kV. Damn it. That means there's more wrong than just on this board. Well, shoot. Let's look at this board one more time. Alright. Just trying to see. So this is our. Wait a minute. Hold on. I just realized something. One thing that this thing was doing was I'm having a brain fart here right at the moment. Is it has a reduced power terminal. Ow. is between here and here. It's supposed to be tested between here and here. I bet if I do that, man, it blinds the bat. Can't read. Let's test it the right way for full power and go between fence and full power. .9 is better. Alright, so let's pull this board out. I imagine these little lightning protector things are probably got problems. Can't tell by looking. And this resistor here goes between full power and half power, so it reduces the voltage for the half power. I imagine it's these things. And I don't think I have any of those laying around here. Because all those solder right across is red and green, which is fence and ground, all the way across here. So there's probably one of those is shorted. Either all of them or one of them. Well, these are all fine, and we need a transformer that starts out with a higher voltage, say about 8,000–9,000. Open circuit, and then when you put this on there, maybe drag it down around 6. Oh, let me do some looking here real quick. All right, well, we're stuck with this transformer, so we're gonna have to disconnect this board, because now I got a transformer that would probably work, but it's as big around as this whole area right here. It's like this big, and you know this board's gonna be in the way. So like I said, we can't get new boards for it, new transformers for it or whatever. So, man, it sucks. Oh man. Well, I'm going to call the customer before I maybe he'll be satisfied with 4,000 volts, because they say it takes about 3,000 volts minimum to make animals stay in place. So you know, we're still sitting joule wise, we're still going to be 2 or 3 joules where this thing's rated at, but the voltage is lower because of the type of the version transformer we've got in there. If he's okay with it, we'll leave it as is. If he wants the higher 6,000 volts, we're going to have to remove this. He'll lose the lightning protection on it, and he'll lose the half power, but nobody I know really ever used that half power. Well, that's how it is sometimes. I want to give the customer the options, see what they want to do, and we'll go from there. So if you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button. Tell your friends about us. And until next time, see you later on.